Our most popular edibles would probably be the drinks.
From cannabis-infused soft drinks to red velvet and pecan shortbread cookies to assorted flavor candy drops, even gelato sour gummies. Weed edibles are a booming business in this country, averaging $1.38 billion a year.
A lot of people feel like their muscles are super relaxed.
Danielle Bancroft is the manager at Exotics on Highland, a dispensary that sells a large variety of edibles.
This would be a sativa and then this would be a hybrid. So if you're looking for like a balanced high, if you experience pain, but you're not really looking to fall asleep, a hybrid would be nice.
But not knowing exactly what you're buying and the dose of each edible could land you in the emergency room.
It's definitely something that we're seeing more frequently now compared to, say, 4 or 5 years ago.
Dr. Michael Levine is a medical toxicologist at UCLA Medical Center. He says the number of people rushing to the emergency room because of a bad experience with marijuana use is growing. And surprisingly, the people most affected are senior citizens.
They're becoming unsteady and they're falling and they're breaking a hip, or they're hitting their head, or they're having some other injury that is a result of their being unsteady as a result of eating the cannabinoid.
A new study by the University of California, San Diego revealed cannabis-related ER visits between 2005 to 2019 increased a whopping 1,800% among Californians over the age of 65.
The potency of marijuana that is being consumed now is very different than the potency of marijuana that was consumed in the 60s or 70s.
The Department of Health and Human Services recently reported that marijuana currently cultivated and sold contains 3 times more THC compared to levels 25 years ago.
A big issue is a lot of people don't know dosing, so they tend to overconsume and then they have a very bad experience.
And if a person is on certain medications, marijuana edibles can cause a problem.
If you are taking anything that's a blood thinner or if you are on diabetes medication, oral CBD will have an adverse effect on that pharmaceutical medication. Basically, your body can't regulate the pharmaceutical and some people can have an overdose or very adverse effects.
To make sure you won't have any problems, you should first consult with your doctor before trying edibles. And if it is your first time, whether it's for recreational or medicinal purposes, you should start out small, perhaps a 5-milligram dose.
If you've never experienced edibles before, I always tell everybody to do a little bit of research before you come in. A big thing is asking questions. Sometimes the older generations, they can be a little uncomfortable or almost embarrassed to ask questions, but that's really what we're here for.
Based on the patients Dr. Levine has seen in the emergency room, he says everyone, especially the elderly, needs to be cautious when ingesting these edibles.
If you're doing it recreationally, I think you really need to assess, is this something that's worth the risks? And people need to understand that it really does have risks.
Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.